One of my yeepers and yappers, welcome back to another Alley Wally video. In today's video, we'll be talking about the basement looking biome. So if you were OG like me, you remember the map basement. And in the map basement, I wasn't that big of a fan of it, but once you walked in, it wasn't like any other map you see, because the biomes that were back then, there was only suburbs and snow. And when you went in basement, that didn't look like suburbs or snow. It looked like a whole different biome. It was like, back roomsy, and that was really weird. And because when you would go down to see the tech web, it didn't have different blocks or different items in it. All it was just the suburbs. And when we remember back then, it was a biome, and it's the floor was brown, and then the walls are light yellow. And what I'm gonna try and find out right now is what the biome's called, because that's really weird. And then I have a crazy theory at the end. But so basically, I'm stuttering a bit, but I think I know what the biome's called. So that we all know, when you stepped in there, the lighting was really weird, and they didn't have the lighting change back then. And some biomes back then had different lighting, like the ocean biome back then, it was super duper bright, and then in the snow biome back then, it was darker than the ocean. Now that's the weird part, because when you go up to the thing, when you're buying stuff for community world or private world, the map, it's you don't see a biome that turns in with the brown floor and then the yellow wall, because that just doesn't make sense why they put it in there just for that map. But back to the lighting thing. Now that they added the lighting, there's one called back rooms as well. I don't know what Yeast has with the back rooms, but it's weird, because in the lighting, it's the same exact lighting as you see in basement. And now the weird part is that, it's just weird, okay? Now that there's different things happening that just are different in these, because so now what I think the biome name is called, I think it's called backrooms. I think the biome name would be backrooms. Then every biome has their little NPC looking guy, because once you are buying a private world map or community world map, suburbs is a gnome, snow biome, what is a snowman, ocean is a crab, facility is a hazmat, and so on. And so what would it be if the backrooms biome was an actual biome? So if Yeast is watching this, you can tell me in the comments what's actually about this. Fine, but what I think, it'd be Bungo. Now, if you don't know what Bungo is, I think his name's Bungo. If you go down into Adventure, you go to Gnome Capital. The Gnome Capital, you go to a house. That house leads to an updated basement map, but I don't think that updated basement map has the same biome as the old basement. And now his name is Bungo, and I think it's a gnome with a blue hat instead of a red hat. So if that was an actual biome he sounded, what if the gnome was just a blue, just no with a blue hat, because that makes sense. So yeah, it's like weird. So that means this biome would probably like just for that map, because no other map had that biome looking as in their map. So it's only for basement. And that I think I know why the tech web down there is set to suburbs instead of like a whole new biome. And that's basically what it looks like. So here's what I think. Now that another like the old biomes back when basement was an actual map, it looks so like different, you know? It was like you thought there'd be new blocks or items in there, but there's actually not, or new cosmetics. The thing is, it's set to suburbs because, like, you know, probably back in like the old days of Yeep, only biome was suburb and snow. And what makes sense is suburbs was the main biome. So that means, or basements are in houses. And some houses live in the snow when it comes snow time, but usually houses are in like grassy areas with like by other houses and stuff, and so that's like houses are in the suburbs of them. So that makes sense why it'd be suburbs. But my crazy theory is that Yeep somehow will eventually add an update that brings back that item. They'll bring back that biome, but it'd be like come with special blocks, items, a bundle, and cosmetics and stuff. And that is my crazy theory. To the actual basement. Here we are in the basement map now, and we're in community world hide and seek. Let's see, but in hide and seek, once you went to hide and seek, the weird thing is when you went in the hide and seek community world, it kept the basement biome, and since it kept the basement biome, I guess Yeeps just got rid of the whole basement biome thing and then added something like new and just replaced it with suburbs. This is the map. Basement itself. Now, I don't know if you can see the staff, but the objectives is steep, so it doesn't make sense. So that is super duper. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for today's video. So like, subscribe, and remember, we need to keep finding what's the origin of